Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? So, did you know that in Spanish the phrase she is happy could mean two completely different things depending on the verb you use? Ella está feliz and ella es feliz. Both use the to be verb. If you want to be more fluent in Spanish, stick around because in this video I'll break down the difference between ser and estar, show you how to conjugate them, and give you practical examples. Why two verbs for the to be verb in Spanish? In Spanish, the verb to be splits into ser and estar, each with different uses. But how could we know which one to use when we're talking? Let's see. If we're talking about something permanent, we have to use ser. And if we're talking about something temporal, we have to use estar. Let's dive into the specific of each so we can see how you can use ser and estar in español. Okay, first let's see ser. Ser is used to describe permanent characteristics of a person, place, or a thing. If you need to get something out of this video, is that ser is used for permanent characteristics. But first, let's see how it is conjugated. For example, yo soy, tú eres, él es, ella es, usted es. Nosotros somos, vosotros sois. Ellos son, ellas son, ustedes son. So, before we continue, in Spanish, we don't have the word it that you have in English to refer to things or animals. So we use the same conjugation that we use for él, ella, or usted when we're talking about things or animals. That is es. Es. For example, el perro es blanco. The dog is white. Now that we know the conjugation, let's see the key uses of ser. I just said that we have to use it for permanent things, so let's go over it. So, ser could be used to talk about descriptions, identity and occupation, origin and nationality, time and date, and professions. Let's see them one by one. First, descriptions. We use ser to describe physical characteristics, personality traits, or inherited qualities of a person, thing, or an animal. For example, yo soy alto. My height is not going to change by tomorrow. That is a permanent thing, a permanent characteristic of me that we have for a long time. So we have to use ser. Remember that depending on the pronoun, we have to use the right conjugation. So as we are referring to yo, in this case, we have to use soy. Yo soy alto. Let's see another example. El cielo es azul. The sky is blue. Think of the sky's color as permanent. If it was blue yesterday, it will be blue tomorrow. We have to use ser in the right conjugation, so as we're referring to a thing, in this case, we have to use es. El cielo es azul. Tú eres inteligente. You're smart. To be intelligent, it's a quality of a person. We have to use ser in the right conjugation, so as we're referring to tú, in this case, we have to use eres. Tú eres inteligente. La casa es roja. The house is red. The house will be red for a long time. So that would be es. Because we're referring to the house, that would be la casa es roja. Okay, now let's see the second use of ser, which is for this identity and this occupation. We use ser to describe someone's identity and professions. For example, él es un estudiante. He is a student. In this case, we characterize people for identities that we take over long periods of time. And remember that we have to use the right conjugation. As we are referring to él, in this case, we have to use es. Él es un estudiante. Next, ella es mi hermana. She is my sister. Relationships and identities don't change. If she was your sister yesterday, she'll be your sister today. So, as we're referring to she, in this case, we have to use es Ella es mi hermana. Ellos son profesores. They are teachers. Remember that for professions we have to use ser. So as we're referring to ellos, we have to use ellos son. Ellos son profesores. Let's see another example. Yo soy un ingeniero. I am an engineer. Conjugating it in the right way, we're referring to yo, so we have to use yo soy. Yo soy un ingeniero. Okay, the third use is for origin and nationality. We use ser to indicate where someone is from or their nationality, for example. Yo soy de Panamá. I am from Panama. Your origin is not going to change. If you were born in a place, you will always say, I am from that place. In this case, I am from Panama. Yo soy de Panamá. Let's see another example. Ellas son colombianas. They are Colombian. Nationality, it's something inherent, something permanent, not going to change. So the fourth use is time and dates. We use ser for time and dates. For example, hoy es lunes. Today is Monday. Days are permanent. When we're talking about times, we are always using ser. And as we're referring to a thing, in this case, Monday, we have to use es. Hoy es lunes. Another example is son las 3 de la tarde. It's 3 afternoon. And the last use we have for ser is to indicate possession or ownership of something. For example, el carro es de Kevin. It is Kevin's car. Ese libro es mío. That book is mine. Este es mi celular. This is my cell phone. Yo soy de ella. I am hers. Remember to conjugate ser for the right pronoun. So, before we continue, did you know that YouTube will recommend this video to more people that need it if you hit the like button or leave a comment? Well, I didn't know that. If you're liking this video so far, hit this like button, please. And now let's see the other half of ser, the to be verb in Spanish, which is estar. We can use estar to describe states, conditions, or situations that are temporary. Let's see the conjugation of estar. Yo estoy, tú estás, él está, ella está, usted está, nosotros estamos, vosotros estáis, ellos están, ellas están, ustedes están. Also, remember that in Spanish, we don't have the word et to refer to things or animals. So we use the same conjugation that we use for él, ella, y usted when we're talking about things or animals. That is está in this case. For example, el perro está emocionado. The dog is excited. Also remember that for ser is es and for estar is está. Now let's see key uses of estar. We use estar where indicating location, emotions, ongoing actions, temporary qualities. Let's go to location first. We use estar to describe like where something or someone is located. For example, yo estoy en la casa. I am at home. If you are at home to describe a temporal location, you know that in every moment you could be somewhere else. You can be at the store later. So we use estar to indicate location. Remember to use the right pronoun. In this case, we're referring to yo. So that would be yo estoy en la casa. Let's see another example. Juan está en la tienda. Juan is at the supermarket. Or again, Juan is not going to be at the supermarket forever. So we have to use está. So we also use estar to indicate temporary states or emotions. Use estar to indicate temporary feelings or conditions. For example, yo estoy cansado. I am tired. You're not going to be tired forever. So we use estoy because we're referring to yo. Let's see another example. Ella está feliz. She is happy. She won't be happy forever. So we have to use estar in this case, está. And remember that we're talking about emotions which are temporal, They're fleeting things. Let's see ongoing actions. When we're using ongoing actions, we have to use estar plus a gerund to describe an action in process. For example, tú estás leyendo. You are reading. This is an action that you are doing for a short time. So we have to use estar. In this case, we have to use estás because we're referring to tú. Tú estás leyendo. Now, temporary qualities. Use estar for qualities that are temporary or situational. For example, la sopa está caliente. The soup is hot. If the soup was hot, so it's not going to be hot forever. So we use estar, and as we are referring to thing, we have to use the same conjugation that we use for él, ella, and usted, which is está. La sopa está. La sopa está caliente. La puerta está abierta. The door is open. Doors don't remain open forever. Well, they might, but it can be closed just now. So now let's compare ser and estar. And pay attention to this, please. Descriptions versus temporary states. La manzana es verde. The apple is green. A permanent color for the apple. If the apple's green color is permanent, we use ser. Now, la manzana está verde. The apple is unripe. It's a current condition. It's not eatable yet, but it will be. It's just green for a period of time. If you'd say that the apple wasn't ripe, we use estar. Now let's check personality and mood. Él es aburrido. He is bored. This is a personality. He's always bored. You can't change that. Él está aburrido. He is boring at the moment. He may be boring doing an activity that he doesn't like doing, but he's not boring like all the time. Now let's practice something. I'm going to read a paragraph. So you have to pay attention to this because I believe if you understand this, you get the ser and estar, like you get it as a native speaker. Okay, I'm going to read the paragraph now. Hola, mi nombre es María y soy de Argentina. Ahora mismo estoy en España porque estoy de vacaciones con mi familia. La ciudad de Barcelona es increíble. Hoy nosotros estamos muy felices porque vamos a visitar el parque. Además, el clima aquí está perfecto. Let's break this down so you can understand what the heck was that. Hola, mi nombre es María. Hi, my name is María. Her name is a permanent thing, so it is not going to change. We use ser, and as the woman is referring to herself in the third person, she uses es, referring to ella. Mi nombre es María. Next, y soy de Argentina, and I am from Argentina. Also, nationality, remember, it doesn't change. We have to use ser. Let's keep going. Ahora mismo estoy en España porque estoy de vacaciones con mi familia. By now, I am in Spain because I am on vacation with my family. See that she is referring to a location of where and her family are at the moment. Reason why she uses estar. In this case, estoy de vacaciones. Let's keep going. La ciudad de Barcelona es increíble. The city of Barcelona is incredible. It is a description of the city, so we have to use ser, and in this case, this is a thing, so la ciudad de Barcelona es increíble. Hoy nosotros estamos muy felices porque vamos a visitar el parque. Today, we're so happy because we're going to visit the park. She's saying that she's happy today. She doesn't know how she will be feeling tomorrow, so reason why we have to use estar. And in this case, she is referring to herself and her family. So that would be nosotros estamos muy felices. We are so happy. Let's keep going. El clima aquí está perfecto. The weather here is perfect. When we're referring to the weather, we know that it's not always going to be sunny or cloudy. It could be cloudy later. It's different than the description of the sky. which is always going to be blue. Okay, I hope you get that paragraph, because if you get that paragraph, you are great. So let's read that paragraph again. So let's see how you did. And in this time that I'll be reading the paragraph, please try to pay attention to all the SER and ESTAR. Hola, mi nombre es María y soy de Argentina. Ahora mismo estoy en España porque estoy de vacaciones con mi familia. La ciudad de Barcelona es increíble. Hoy nosotros estamos muy felices porque vamos a visitar el parque. Además, el clima aquí está perfecto. You get it? I hope you get it. If you didn't, just let me know in the comments. And if you're liking this lesson, please let me know what you think I can improve, because I'm just starting, and if I get a right feedback, you can have a proper or better class. If you want to learn, understand a concept, just let me know. Okay, now let's see some examples. In this fill in the blank activity, you're going to have to choose between SER and ESTAR and do the conjugation depending on the pronoun. You're going to have 5 seconds to do this activity by yourself, and then I reveal the answer. First, yo blank muy cansado después de trabajar. Yo estoy muy cansado después de trabajar. Remember that he is or she is tired after working, after doing a specific activity. And tiredness is a temporal thing. You're not going to be tired forever. So you have to use estar. The next one, ellos blank en el parque. Ellos están en el parque. Remember that for locations, we are using estar. Next, mi hermana blank médico. Mi hermana es médico. Remember, professions, we have to use ser. Next, nosotros blank contentos con el resultado. Nosotros estamos contentos con el resultado. Again, it is a fleeting emotion, so we have to use estar. And the last one, hoy blank viernes. Remember that for time and date we have to use es, so that would be today. Hoy es viernes. And there you have it, my friend. SER and ESTAR, explained with clear examples, conjugations, and practice. Remember, SER is used for permanent qualities and identity, while ESTAR is used for temporary states and locations. Hasta pronto, amigos, and if you have any doubts or questions, leave it down in a comment. Leave them down in a comment, and I will be checking those comments, okay? Thanks.